Good morning to you all and happy TokFEST day 1. This weekend, if you haven't watched my travel video yesterday, welcome. I am MacBlogs, aka Ian. This weekend I am at TokFEST, which is a new festival run by the same people who do sitc, so social in the city. And today's day 1, so I am just about to head out in 5 minutes, just to go and see the build up and get into the place. I believe there's got to show your either double vaccination, do a test, all that kind of stuff. So I'm double vaccinated, so I'll be fine. Need to show proof, all that kind of stuff. But anyway, let's head out of here. This is the room I'm staying in. I'm staying in the Moxie Hotel, just at I think it's at the back of the NEC, but it's literally a couple metres walk, say 50 metres whatever, walk to the back door. So yeah, if you want to see the room hotel tour that I done, then that'll probably be out after this 3-part. So I'll do the travel day today, day 1, official day 1 of TokFEST, and then day 2, which is a Sunday for TokFEST. So if you want to see that, the room, then I'll be putting that up, so subscribe so you can see that. And yeah, if you want to see day 2, subscribe, all that good stuff. Anyway, have a look at the description below if you want to follow me on social media for more up-to-date stuff. But let's go into the day 1 of TokFEST. So just before I leave, you can see it's getting busy at this entrance here. So this is the view from my hotel room. A few folks starting to make their way in, just like me, in a few minutes. It's a great location if you're going to the NEC and the airport as well, Birmingham Airport. Got the bag on, time to go. Let's get out of this hotel. La la la. Usually. I'll be back. That was easy, through security. Now on to the show and see what there is to offer. So let's go and have a look, get my band and get it settled. And already get someone shouting TokFEST already, so as you can see it's already crazy busy. The queues, as you can see at the far end, all the way down there. As you can see. So Universal's here, I'll be going to them. You've got Sing to TokFEST, popcorn toss. This is the quiet before the storm when we stand over there. Some talks. There's some meet and greets, but I don't plan to go in there. I'll have a listen to some of the talks and seminars, but good wee setup so far. Now, I have no idea what's here, but let's go and have a look. As you walk in, you get all these photo ops. So you've got Jurassic Park, hygiene.
excited to be at TokFEST? Are we excited to be at TokFEST? Okay, we've got some questions that you guys sent in over on Instagram. The first one was, how did you guys first meet?
Who's going? I'll do. So we've known each other like how many years? About each other for like 3 years. And I used to be friends with Grace's ex, so like everyone in our area knows everyone kind of thing. And then one day I was out with my friend and we picked her up because she was drunk, and we was literally met in my yellow Peugeot 107. So we kind of met there like properly, and that's where we got speaking and pretty much from there. I'd say you were tickling my neck in the back of the car. When like that was like the first time you met me properly. And then I'd say the first kiss like I do.
Do you want to go for that, where they find their inspiration?
Or makeup. I get my inspiration from literally anything. Like I can see something in real life, like literally a plant, and I'll literally like I want to paint that on my face. Or I see it from other people and be like I want to twist something and make that myself. But makeup you can get it from literally anywhere.
So the real question is, have you got your makeup with you today?
No, it's at the hotel.
What? It's at the hotel? So you can do my face up later because I'm trying to look pretty, you know what I mean? Right, anybody else want to answer that about where they find the inspiration?
Yeah, so with mine, I think I kind of very much base all my content off kind of what's popular at the moment, like whether it's a film or some sort of like music artist that's really big at the moment. That's kind of where I try to take my content really, and just take inspiration from what I think is popular.
And yourself, Max?
For me, I mostly get it from books or stuff I read online, and then I read something interesting, and then I think, okay, so there is this paragraph or like 10 pages of something that I like, something that interests me, and then I think, how do I turn these 10 pages into 1 minute video? And then I shoot.
That is fantastic, guys. Now the next question is, let me just look at my phone because I haven't learned these. What is your favorite thing about creating content? Who wants to take that? I can take mine if you like. My favorite thing about creating content is seeing you guys laughing, seeing you guys reply to content, and literally just making something random, and people being like, oh yeah, I love this, I absolutely love this. So that's my favorite thing about creating content.
My favorite thing is the friends I've made, and like seeing how people appreciate the work that we put into our content, because people think like a 15 seconds video, they think it's really like short and no effort goes in, but they don't see like how much we actually put into our videos. And see people appreciate that, it does, you know.
So what is the longest amount of time you've spent on, like, let's say a 1 minute video or a 30-second video? What's the longest amount of time you spent prepping that video?
There's one makeup look that took 14 hours.
14 hours?
Yeah.
Has anybody topped that? Anybody topped 14 hours?
14 hours minimum.
Minimum?
Minimum.
What's your maximum?
No, I mean, I've done like 24-hour challenges, so I guess that's 24 hours technically speaking.
Anybody else? What's the quickest video you've done?
Probably like 30 minutes.
30 minutes? I feel bad doing like a 10-second video. Does anybody else want to answer that question that I asked? Do you remember what the question was? Neither do I. What's it? Oh, I'm such a good host, aren't I, ladies and gents? The question was, what is your favourite thing about creating content?
I feel like mine's just probably seeing the reaction from everyone, like whether it's good or bad. I feel like just seeing people actually reacting to your content in a relative way, it's kind of a thrill really, isn't it, to see where it takes it.
For me, community has been the biggest part, like when you start to get the feedback, and like I was saying about like the messages, and like also friends with like creators is amazing. But for me as well, I think you get a bit of a freedom by being able to express yourself through video. It just comes to life, and that brings an energy, and I enjoy that. So yeah, it's really fun.
Right then, guys, do you schedule your work? So like, do you create multiple things and then decide when you're bringing it out, or do you just do it on the day and then release it? Anybody going?
Yeah, so with me, because all of my stuff is like art-based, I feel like I kind of have to have like a full day of creating so much content to push out gradually, because otherwise I'm literally not going to get anything done. So like I'll try and just blast out a full day of like probably like 7 or 8 videos and try and get them out gradually. Especially in lockdown, I feel like it was a lot easier to create because you could just create every day. Whereas I now work full time, so obviously it's a lot harder to just do stuff on the weekends and then try and get it out gradually as you go along during the week.
I personally feel like scheduling makes sense. I feel like when you become a content creator, you have to put things in place. You have to literally work at it like a day job. So you can't just randomly think, yeah, I'm going to upload a TikTok. Like sometimes you do have to think of it as a full-time job. Anybody else want to answer that question?
I try and schedule, but sometimes I'm bad. So it always helps. Whenever I like batch in advance, it's way better. But sometimes I end up like, it does come to the day, sometimes I'm like, I need to do a TikTok. Let me like put something together. But I would highly recommend doing it in advance because it's just easier, less stress, and it's more fun.
And you can save it in your drafts, right?
Yeah, 100%, yeah.
With my content, I would tend to do like 3 looks. I'll try to in a day, so then I've got loads of content for the week or even the month, depending on what the video is. Because with mine, I could do like a tutorial, then I could do like a before and after as well, and then that's already 2 videos. I try to schedule it, but then sometimes I just forget to actually post it sometimes, which is bad, but that's my
Do you want to answer that?
Yeah, like for me, I also ideally would schedule everything, but then sometimes when I film a video, I just can't help myself, I just post it because I just want to see what happens. So it's like, I'm like, okay, I've already posted twice, I'll post it again. And then it's like 2 a.m. and it's like, Max, what are you doing? I'm like, just post a video.
Right, so how many videos do you post a day or a week?
Yeah, so it used to be like 10 a day. I would come back from work, 10 to
10? Wait, you post 10 posts a day?
I used to post, not today, but like half a year ago, it would be 10 TikToks a day. Just come back from
TikToks?
work. Yeah. But now it's more like 5 a week.
5 a week?
Yeah, I've like dropped.
What about you, Sharice?
I also dropped off. I used to do between 1 and 3 a day basically. It would always vary, 1 and 3 a day. And then, to be honest, I got to a point last year, kind of just burnt myself out. So I'm not so like strict on it, like, oh my god, you have to do it like every single day. So now it's between maybe it could be between 3 and 7 a week. It depends on the week.
You mentioned something which I will ask about my next question, which will be to do with burnouts. So make sure you just think about your answer to that. How many TikToks would you say you upload a week or a day?
I'm quite bad at posting. Like, I will go, one day I'll post like 3, and then the next I won't post for like another 3 days or something. Because if I run out of content, obviously with school, I've got to wait till the weekend or something. But during lockdown, I used to post a lot. But it's kind of slowed down now with school and stuff. But
yourself, Shannon?
Yeah, so I think during lockdown, because I wasn't working, I kind of had so much time. So I think I tried to do like 1 a day. But every video would take like 3 hours, like minimum, just because of how much time I'd have to put into it. So whereas now, I think I try to get out probably similar to Max, like maybe like 5 a week as an estimate, but recently it's been a bit difficult with Christmas at work. So other than that, usually probably like 5 a week, hopefully.
Yeah, I find that I try to upload at least 1 a day, if not, in the week there'll definitely be 7 videos, but if I miss a day, I'll upload 2 on the other day. So I always try to put out 7 videos a week. But I do know a few people that are here today that literally upload 3 or 5 videos a day. So keeping on top and being consistent is definitely the main point that you want to be doing if you're creating on TikTok. Yeah, so my next question is, how do you handle yourself from burning out? Like, so have you burnt out, 1? And 2, how do you come across, how do you handle that going forward?
Yeah, so I went through this, as I say, like end of last year. So I'm quite bad in the sense of like, once you're in that routine, it's hard to stop. And it's hard to actually recognise that you are at a point where you're feeling like you are actually going to burn out. Yeah, everything just started to turn a little bit sour. So I was like, okay, let me take a break. And then it was only then that I realised I really needed it. So took a break for a month. And I was like, okay, I feel better now, and I started to feel more positive about the content, and then you gradually get yourself back into it. So it's just listening to myself and what I was really feeling like, and going with that to kind of get through it.
Yep, that makes a lot of sense, and if that happens to me, I'll be taking that on board for sure. Anybody else want to talk about burnout?
With me, as I said before, school is a very hard hard thing to juggle with like TikTok and stuff, because during like lockdown, like the 6-week holidays, I could literally post and do like content every day. But now I've got to slow down because obviously school, and obviously I can't take days off school just to do content. I wish I could, but I can't. But like, I obviously took a break after when school started, and then I'm trying to get back into it now by trying to post every day, but it doesn't work all the time.
Yeah, I feel like during lockdown it kind of got to a point of like ups and downs. Like sometimes I'd go through a period of being like really hyped and like constantly working for it. And then I think you hit points where obviously mental health is up and down anyway in lockdown. So I feel like when I hit a low point, that was when burnout started to actually like hit me a little bit. So that's when I try and schedule it out a lot more, like rather than filming like constantly, I try and space it out a little bit to get a bit more time to create the content that I liked, as well as still enjoying it really.
Southwards?
Yeah, I think for me, I haven't really experienced burnout when it comes to content, but I have when it comes to my business, but not burnout, but just extreme like stress levels. So in that sense, like filming TikToks was more like release. So it was more like, I'm just filming TikToks, so it's not, I'm just gonna postpone all the client fires to later. But it's funny because people think like, oh, what do? You just make videos. Why you get burnt out? Like, there are people who drill oil in the North Atlantic Ocean for 16 hours a day, and you're just like, hey, renegade. But like in reality, it's like social media doesn't stop, and it's like 24/7, 365 things. So this is why, as creators, it's like never stops.
Yeah, I feel like your mind is always thinking, and even when I go to sleep, I'm thinking, oh, what am I recording tomorrow? What am I recording the next day? And I think about what's the next series. So I think that is a big thing going forward. Content that's being made on the app that's similar to your style. So if you guys are out there thinking about making comedy or makeup or educational things, how do you find people that are doing content that's similar to you? And do you find it weird if you was to either adapt their style or copy their style? Like, is that a bad thing for you? Have you found anybody copying your work? Like, how do you feel about that?
I feel like sometimes, especially with like art, I feel like it's a bit of a form of flattery really. Like if someone's trying to copy what you're doing, like they clearly think you're doing well. It is a bit annoying when you get more views because you're like, well, I always did that first. But it's kind of one of them things, like I feel like the whole point of TikTok is to kind of look around and get inspiration. So I feel like as long as they're not copying your videos like word for word straight, or like the exact same photo being traced or whatever, I feel like you can't really complain. Like if it's something, again, that is spot on, like the exact content, I feel like that just shows how bad of a creator they are compared to how bad of a creator you are. Does that make sense?
That makes a lot of sense, for sure. Anybody else?
With makeup, it's very easy to just exit, not copy, but like you see it and you're like, oh my god, I like that, and then you do it and it's like, it's literally the same. But I think with makeup, as long as they credit you, it's all right. Like if they copy it word for word and just as you said, with literally the whole video that's the same, then that's just a bit like, thanks, that's my content. But then obviously, if they've credited you and stuff, then I think it's not that bad. But like, sometimes when people just copy your videos, like blatantly copy them, that can get really annoying because obviously you put a lot of effort into them videos, and you can take like ages to do your videos, and then if someone just copies it, you're just like, oh, thanks.
Anybody else?
Yeah, I think I agree with Shannon that it is a form of flattery if someone's going to take something that you've kind of done. And I think it is important to credit where like you are inspired, or like it is like you're trying to just replicate what they did but sort of my way. I think that's quite important. But I think everyone naturally, when you're like growing as a creator and you're just finding yourself to an extent, you kind of need to experiment. So again, I think just credit where it's like necessary and it's quite obvious it's like someone else's sort of like thing that you're maybe like pulling something from and it's necessary. But I think we all need to explore what kind of works for you, and you kind of figure out yourself by doing that.
Yeah, for sure.
I think I really like when my videos get translated into different languages. Like that's super satisfying. Like I did this series.
I don't think I've had that yet, so congratulations on that.
You should just keep scrolling. It will appear. But I did a series, The Persuasion Tricks, and then I saw Persuasion Tricks in Spanish, Persuasion Tricks in Japanese, so it was like super cool. But there was one time when there was this guy, Brent Rivera, who is like, whatever, he makes videos. And he copied my video like word for word, scene for scene, exactly the same. and I was super angry, and then I just commented nice. And then, in the end, he ended up like following me, and he messaged me like, oh, I just liked it, bro, blah 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 blah. But it's all good, we're good.
Yeah. Guys, how long have we got? 5 minutes. Right, shall I take audience questions? Anybody in the audience want to ask any of these lovely people here, including myself, any questions? Is anybody here? Let's go down here 1 second.
I was just wondering individually, for all of you, what was it that best inspired you to become a content creator?
Anybody can go? I can sit in the audience now. I'm just gonna chill. Yeah. You guys just take it away, guys. Take it away.
God, you've left me in the deep end here. What was the question again? So what do you take inspiration from?
Yeah, so what inspired you to first become a content creator?
Okay, so I think when I first started, I kind of saw other people doing what I was doing, and I was like, that looks cool, I want to give it a go. So it's more kind of just seeing, like, I wouldn't necessarily like the lifestyle, but I think just seeing other people doing what I was doing and doing well at it was kind of like, you know what, I should give it a go. Like, I think you've got to kind of have a bit of self-confidence in yourself to put yourself out there. So I think it was more of just seeing other people's content and thinking like, I think that looks good, like I'm gonna give it a go and seeing where it takes me, to be honest.
Anybody else? Yeah, you guys look lovely up there, by the way. Keep smiling, keep smiling.
With makeup, it's like I started it like 2 years ago, but obviously I just started bringing it to TikTok last year, because obviously last year TikTok was at its highest with obviously lockdown. So I was like, I'm gonna make a new account and see how it goes. And then I'm sitting here at TokFEST, so that's...
Just because I want to ask more questions, I'm not going to give you two the same question. Anybody else want to ask a question for these lovely people? Show of hand, anybody? Is that a hand? No? Anybody want to ask a question? Anybody? Do you guys create yourself? Show of hands if you create on TikTok. Do you want to ask a question? Are you sure? Anybody? Right, I will ask a question then. What is the maximum amount of views you guys have got on one video? I'll go from left to right. Do you know what's the most amount of views you got?
20 million?
20 million?
Something like that.
Woo!
I think mine is between 8 and 9 million, one of them.
The numbers are absolutely crazy.
I think mine was 6 million.
Oof. I'm going to sound rubbish now. I think mine's about 4 or 5, maybe.
It's not rubbish. It's not rubbish. It's not rubbish. I put out a video yesterday that completely failed. Like, completely failed. I'm taking it down. My highest is 19.7, I think. So... 19.7
views?
19.7 million, mate. Don't kick me down like that. Right, anybody else want to ask a question? Right, here we go. Whoa. Who was on Musical.ly? Anybody else on Musical.ly? No? Do you want to ask a question about Musical.ly? You don't have to.
Was you popular on Musical.ly? Was it a big thing? Was you popular on Musical.ly?
I was, to be honest, like, because back then it all felt like big numbers to me because I was growing from zero. So as soon as I had, like, say, I don't know, 3,000 followers, I remember, I felt huge. So it felt big. And back then, you might remember, you got featured videos. So I had a few of those, and when they were getting like, they didn't show you the views, but you're getting like, say, 20,000 likes, and then it would go to like 50,000, maybe even more. That's when I felt big. So it's hard to kind of gauge how big I was. I can't remember exactly the number I was back then, but it felt big.
Right then, that is all we've got for now. However, everybody get your phones out because everybody's going to introduce themselves just in case you do not follow them. So either record it or type it in your TikTok and you're going to follow us all. Right.
Can I go last?
You can go last, of course you can. Well, you want to wait for everybody to get their phones out. I will go first then. My name is Luke Vernon with an underscore, and I do a series called When Dads Babysit. That's my big thing. Would you like to introduce yourself?
My name is Cherise Banton on TikTok, which is my name in real life.
There we go.
Yeah.
Same here. Oh my God! It's so creative.
Imaginative.
Mine's literally just my name, as you guys said. It's just Naya Temple on literally every social platform. So if you want to follow.
So Luke Vernon, Cherise Banton, Naya Temple. Yeah?
And then my name is Shannon Royal. On TikTok, I'm known as @royal.illustration.
Here we go. And last but not least.
Yeah, so I have a Ukrainian surname. I'm Maxx Lymenko. K-L-Y-M-E-N-K-O. K-L-Y-M-E-N-K-O.
Everybody got that?
Yeah, but can I just do a quick thing? I
Yes,
filmed
you
the
can.
story in the beginning, and I did like woo, but no one did woo.
Oh yeah,
And then I
let's do this.
posted it.
Yeah, let's go.
Can I just do like a story, and then I'm like, and when I do woo, you go like as if we're like One Direction or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
Okay.
I want to do this too. I want to do this too.
let's
go,
do that.
go, go.
Let's do
You
that.
go.
Let's do that. All right, take two. This time it's gonna work, guaranteed.
And
Nice. It was mostly me.
yeah. I'm just going to hold the stage for one more moment. One sec. Right then, guys, we are hosting today at TokFEST. I have my lovely panelists here, and just behind me, 3, 2, 1. All right, thank you, guys. I hope you've enjoyed the show. Take pictures of people, have fun, look at everybody. Yeah. Peace. Mwah.
about you? I actually went to film school. Film school? You know what? No way. I went to writing feature scripts. I went an hour and a half to making 15-second videos every day. And you know what? I prefer 15-second videos. It's a lot easier to do.
I got to the stage where I don't read the comments anymore because it just, well, I'll read the first 5 and then never scroll down because it only gets worse.
Don't do that because we always, do you know what, you can have 1,000 lovely comments and you get one bad comment, and I've been there myself.
Yeah, there's always that one, and she's got too many teeth in her mouth. I'm like, I haven't, I've been to the dentist.
Well, again, it's opinions, isn't it?
Yeah.
Opinions, and do you know what, if people are going through bullying and stuff like that, there's a lot of people to turn to as well. Without delving into another avenue of stuff and it becoming a self-help show with me and you, a lot of people have gone through that, you know? We've come out the other side, myself especially, and like I said, just be yourself, That's what we're going with today. Be yourself, celebrate yourself, because there isn't another Eden, is there?
There's not another Eden Harz, ladies and gentlemen.
Absolutely not, and there's not another Dan Westwood, not that I know of. And there's not another you and lots of other people, so just take that on board. Be yourself, fabulous self, and just do whatever you want. You can do whatever you want, really, can't you?
Exactly.
It involves.
Life's what you make it, as Hannah Montana once said.
Absolutely. I thought you were going to break out into a mega mix there. Is that later? Mega mix. Speaking of ordinary stuff, can we talk to me about this hair?
Right,
we need to
this hair?
The hair, Come on, we can round of applause and cheer the hair, I love a bit of green hair.
It hits me
while we're talking about hair, Hannah's got in touch. Hi to Hannah if you're here.
Hello, Hannah.
Yeah, big up Hannah. Would you ever go blonde?
I've been blonde, and I would call it blonde. Sophia, have I been blonde? Is the question.
Come on, girls, give us the gospel.
I have
Blonde, or was it
been.
yellow?
It was yellow, blue, and silver. It's lovely. But no, I would never do that again. My hair is fried as it is. So.
Yeah. So keeping it green for now.
Green's me.
It's your signature, isn't it?
Can't go wrong, can't go wrong.
Next time people meet you now, you'll have like thousands of iced caramel.
Yeah, everyone will turn up tomorrow now with like an iced caramel latte. I'll be
Like a whole
living
line, all the ice will melt and stuff.
It's just
Lovely. Right, okay. So, got two more,
okay.
and then I will open it up to you guys, so get ready for your questions,
Okay.
Okay, so, this is very lovely, what is your favourite thing about being a content creator?
My favourite thing, that's literally the easiest question ever, is the supporters, because you are kind, caring, like you inspire me. Like literally you inspire me to be a better person every day and to be a good role model for you all. So again, thank you, because it's you that does all of this work, truly.
This is such a wholesome little... I'm loving that. Which is really apt, actually, for the last question on my list.
Okay.
What's your tips for staying positive?
Oh, that's a good one. Okay, tips for staying positive. First tip, definitely lean on your friends. Like, your friends are your life, and they're going to help you get through things, and your family too. If you try and deal with stuff on your own, you're going to be lonely, and they say a problem shared is a problem halved. So always share your problem. And I think the second tip would be to just express yourself, like do exercise, do the things you love, go swimming, read a book, make a TikTok, like just do all the things that you love and don't let anyone ever tell you that you're not good enough at anything, because you are.
I mean, lean on your friends emotionally, like.
Yeah,
right?
not like crush them.
Make sure your friends are strong enough if we're going to go physically, okay?
Yeah.
Alright? Okay. Cool, okay, good to know. Just in case I go back into the green room later and lean on loads of people. And they're like, why are these people not at their panel? Dean has done it again. He's leaned on people. Right, okay. Now I open it up to you guys. Hands in the air. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come to you, we'll ask you your name, and you stand up and say your question nice and clear right into the microphone. So nice and clear into the thing. I'm going to come to you straight away, okay? Oh, stand up for me. What's your name? What's your question?
And my question is, what inspired you to have TikTok?
I've seen Kenzie Ziegler. Do any of you know who she is? She's a dancer off Dance Moms. Yeah, I would see her doing musicals all the time. So I was like, you know what? She looks like she's having a laugh, so I'm going to join in. And yeah, it was a pretty fun.
Oh, there you are. Oh, straight up, hands up. I'm going to go up here just straight away. So stand up for me. Say your name and your question.
My name's Tana, and my question is, what do you do about hate?
How to deal with hate. First thing I do always is block and delete. Literally, that's been my motto since day one, because if someone can sit there and write something really, really mean about you, they're not worth your time. So you just delete that comment, block them and move on, because they are not worth upsetting you, honestly.
Lovely. Who wants to go next? I'm going to go over there and come back over here. Is that okay? I'm going to come to you. You seem to be stretching really hard. What's your name? What's your question?
My name's Talia, and what inspires you to wear them crazy outfits?
That's a good one. I grew up in the theatre, so I was used to wearing crazy
costumes. I did panto tours from the age of 9, so I've always been performing and traveling, and it's what I love to do. And again, being creative and unique, because you know, why wouldn't you want to stand out? I don't dress like the normal person. Express yourself.
Oh wait, Dean, what's your favourite theatre role you've had?
I think it would have to be a 7 dwarf because
No way,
yeah,
which one?
I played Bashful.
No.
Yeah, I was the shy one, and it was a lot of fun.
Okay, hands up, hands up. Yeah, what's your name?
My name's Tessa. Question is, if you could pick one sound in one outfit for the rest of your life to go sexy, what would it be?
Oh.
The real question.
Okay. I mean, I think I'd stick with the unicorn outfit because you can't go wrong, can you? Like, it's where I started, so I might as well end. And I think I'd do a good old renegade because, again, can't go wrong with a renegade. It got Charlie D'Amelio famous, so I'll stick with that one.
That's fair. I think I'm going to go. Johan seems quite up and ready. I'm going to go over to you. Introduce yourself, vlog over here. Hi.
Hi. So, obviously, I'm Leah. One of my questions is, apart from Kenzie Ziegler, is there inspiration from us on TikTok?
That's a good one. I think Addison Rae inspires me. I'm sure you all love Addison. Yes. Okay, good. Because she's just shot a movie as well. Like, that's incredible. She's in a movie. She's body positive, you know, body confident. So I would say Addison Rae, definitely.
Lovely. Right. Okay, I'm going to go over here. Who's over here? Oh, go on then.
Hi, I want to say, where did you get your shoes from?
I got my shoes from Shein or Cheyenne. Everyone pronounces it differently. Shein, yeah, that's how I say it. So yeah, I got them from there.
Right, I'll come to you. Hi, what's your name? What's your question?
My name's Catley, and what's your favourite song going on?
Can you repeat that? You laughed a bit too soon. That's alright.
It's okay.
What's your favourite song at the moment?
My favourite song at the moment, off TikTok or just in general? Oh, that's a hard one. I don't know. I always stick with like the classics, you know, like Sia, Chandelier, and yeah, Anne-Marie. Yeah, I have a few like home classics, so probably Anne-Marie or Sia.
Down here I am. I'm waiting. I'm blocking people's views. Sorry, that's it. What's your name? What's your question?
My name's Lily. Who's your best friend and how long have you been best friends?
Say that again. We were all distracted by a rogue sign that wanted all the stars out. Look at that.
Who's your best friend and how long have you been best friends with people?
Well, apart from my dog, I'm not going to say my dog because that sounds quite sad, doesn't it? But I would say my best friend, her name is Hannah, and we danced together since we were 4. So that's the longest friendship I've got. So yeah, 21 years now. It's a long time.
This person seems really intent on looking straight at me for the question. What's your name? What's your question?
My name's Ella, and my question is, what's your favourite TikTok you've done so far? Oh my gosh, there's a lot of them. I think I prefer the ones where I can be creative rather than just like standing there doing a dance. Even though that's what does trend at the moment on TikTok is dances. I would always say the ones where I do get to wear my crazy costumes. So I always feel like I'm more me then. Like that's true Rhia content.
Right, I'm getting old, so I'm gonna do the not move that part on it. But
Hi, my name's Sadie, and what's your favourite movie?
My favourite movie is a movie called Wild Child.
great film.
Has anyone seen it? You've actually seen it! Woo! I'm happy about that. I love that film. So yeah, Wild Child.
What's your name? What's your question?
What's your reaction of having fan pages? Your first ever reaction?
I literally remember my first fan page. It was made by a girl called Summer. I always remember her. But yeah, it was surreal. Like seeing a Rhia.official.fan, I was like, wait, what? Yeah, it was literally crazy. But even now, every time I see a fan page or an edit, it blows my mind. I'm so grateful.
Okay, coming to you. Sorry, I'm going to block you.
Hi, my name is Lacey, and my question is, have you ever had your own fan page?
Like, me make a fan page for myself?
So,
someone else?
Oh, no, I haven't actually done that. No, because I think like fan pages were a thing when I was about 21, so I didn't really like have a Balamori fan page or something. Like it just wasn't a thing back then. It's a very modern thing now. So no, I haven't actually.
Oh, coming to you.
My name's Leah, and when's your birthday?
My birthday is in 14 days time, I think, roughly. 20th of September, so not long now.
Right, 20 days. Everyone get your Starbucks order. We know it now.
Yes,
okay?
please.
So, good to you.
I'm hoping what's the cringiest TikTok you've made?
Oh my gosh. Probably when I danced in public on an escalator. I mean, that's going to haunt me forever. So yeah, that's the cringiest thing I've ever done.
Did you have someone come up to you at all when you were doing
Well,
it?
yeah, someone was trying to go up the escalator to go to the toilet, and I was just doing a TikTok dance, so I've never lived it down.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, this person has something they want to say to you.
Happy early birthday.
Thank you very much.
Who's next?
Hi, I'm Nancy, and when will you and Steve go on a Minecraft date?
What was the question?
When will you and Steve go on a Minecraft date?
I'm trying to persuade her, but she's not a big fan of Minecraft. We'll get there. We'll get there.
Maybe. I'll think about it. I promise.
We'll get there. Give me some time.
There you are.
My name's Ellie. Will you ever make a unicorn video?
I feel like after today, it's a sign. Like, I feel like I should, yeah. It's okay. I will do it. I will dig it out and brush the tail, and I will wear it. It's a deal.
There you are.
My name's Big Kev.
Hello, Big Kev.
Hello, Steve. If you could have anybody off TikTok to make you, who would it be?
I think for this, most people will be like, Charlie D'Amelio, so I can, you know, get thousands of likes and all these followers. But for me, it would be Big Kev. I mean,
I feel like that was a really good
in
question.
general, though, any supporter, because anyone who duets me, yeah, it just makes my day when I see your duets coming up on my following page. So.
Coming to you.
What's your favourite concert you've been to?
Oh, definitely Amory. Yeah, 100%. But then Ed Sheeran is a good one as well, because he's really good live. So,
Have we got any
My name's Melody, and my question is, what's your favourite holiday?
my favourite holiday would be the first holiday that I went on this year with my boyfriend. We went to Kenzie, it's a place in Wales.
Lovely city.
Yeah, and it was so peaceful right by the sea, and it was just a lovely getaway. So yeah.
This person seems very excited to ask you a question. Do you want to stand up while you say who you are? That's all right. Okay, what's your name and your question?
Hi, I'm Emily, and how do you find TikTok?
How do I find TikTok songs?
To dance to.
Well, normally I just scroll through my For You page, and like you can figure out what's trending because every like 5 videos is the same song, and you're like, okay, this one started to trend now. So I guess yeah, just scrolling through or checking the really popular TikTok pages. If Charlie's done a dance, chances are it's a good one to do because it's going to blow up. So.
Oh, right, over here. What's your name? What's your question?
My name's Imogen, and what's your favourite Starbucks order? My favourite Starbucks order would be a caramel latte, iced caramel latte. But I hear that there's like a new brownie drink out now, a frappuccino. So I'm gonna probably run there after this and try it because I need a drink.
Right, yeah.
My name's Ruby. What's your favourite series on Netflix?
Ooh, I quite like. I like Pretty Little Liars. I'm glad that you guys watch it, because when I say that to my friends, they're like, what? So yeah, I would say that one, because it's like a mystery as well, which I love.
Whilst I walk over here, have you got a guilty pleasure film?
Probably Parent Trap.
Love.
Love that one.
What's your name and what's your question?
I'm Phoebe, and what's your favourite Ed Sheeran song?
I would say Perfect. Yeah, that's probably really cliche, to be honest, but yeah, it hits you in the feels, doesn't it? So, Perfect.
I can feel the entire crowd go, ooh, when the question was said. That was a good question, according to the crowd. What's What's your name? What's the question?
My name's Lily, and have you ever seriously injured yourself?
No, I haven't actually. I didn't fall down the escalator, no. So I haven't injured myself doing a TikTok. I've injured myself in dance a lot and in theatre, but I think if anyone's a dancer, you know that injuries are common. But not doing a TikTok, no.
Okay, we got one over here.
Hi, my name's Amy, and what's your favourite game?
My favourite game, do you mean board game or like PC game? I would say Zelda. I know probably no one plays that. I think it's quite old school, but yeah, Legend of Zelda.
Which one?
Link to the Past. Classic.
What's your name? What's your question?
Hi, my name's Gemma. What inspired you to start social media?
I say Kenzie Ziegler inspired me. But then since joining social media, obviously loads of different people have. Like again, Anne-Marie, she dyed her hair bright pink. She's body confident and she's positive. And even though she's really, really famous now, she's just stayed down to earth. Like completely and utterly down to earth.
Awesome. We've got a question over here. What's your name? What's your question?
My name's Olivia, and what's your favourite movie?
What's your favourite movie?
My favourite movie?
Yes.
My favourite movie is Wild Child. Have you seen it? You have? Yay! We're having a lot of people in the Wild Child fan club now. I'm loving it.
Right, okay, hands up. Any more? There's loads. We love you. Stay here all day. Tell Tom to just cancel all my panels, it's fine.
What's your honest opinion of Melissa Official?
I think that she is, honestly, I was saying to Steve last night actually that she is the kindest soul ever. She helps her friends like no other. Like everything you do for your friends and your family is insane.
And for
good
both you and
mom.
me, lovely people. Okay, we've only got like 5 minutes really until we can do this, so really urgent questions. I'll jump up here. Well, thank you very much, Rhia.
Thank you so much for having me, and thank you for
thank you,
every
guys.
person who turned up. Like,
Lovely, and you'll be about this weekend anyway, won't you? Okay, right, thank you guys, thank you, and thank you for coming to the panel.
I started on TikTok, I had a little selfie like that when I bought my phone, and I used to use a microphone because the sound on my phone was terrible. So I started using a little microphone. But they were both like, the light was £5 and the microphone was like £5, so it's definitely affordable equipment.
Yeah, to be fair, I'll second what all these boys have said. People are following you for you, they're not following you for your quality, like, until it gets to a point where you obviously get enough money to invest in it or whatever and you want to better yourself, that's fine. But definitely for starting out, I think the main thing is just being yourself. I still use daylight nowadays, my ring light's had it. It's on pieces in my bedroom floor, so you don't need a ring light, all you need is your phone. I can see you all with a phone right now, so if you want to get cracking, do you know what I mean?
And I suppose it's cheap enough. I mean, you can pick ring lights up at B&M for like a tenner these days, you know.
And the small ones are like $5 on Amazon, so just...
They got the phone holders in them and everything as well, so, you know, would you guys say that you've bought better equipment but gone back to your phones because you prefer that?
I've brought a lot of equipment, yeah, but on TikTok I literally just use my selfie camera, the daylight coming through the window, and even when I'm recording videos, because I plan to do a series where I pretend to be a baby, I'm lying on my floor recording myself. So I'm literally just lying on the floor recording myself, and it's getting views. So it's literally, there's no massive secret behind what it is that I do. It's quite simple.
Cool. Obviously, a lot of people have what-ifs that they worry about, you know, sort of worries and things like this. What's one thing that you'd say to somebody who's wanting to start but might have some insecurities, worries about taking the initial leap?
I think the number one thing with TikTok especially is everyone is so unique, right? Everyone does the most random stuff. Our boy Kyron frees his strawberries. I'll be telling you what the first letter of your name means. This guy will be doing the madness, like, it's all swings around about, so you can literally do whatever you want. As long as you're yourself, that's the most important thing that matters. So don't worry about what other people are thinking. You'll get the old kid at school that's going to give you a bit of stick, but at the end of the day, they're only going to turn around in a year's time and say, oh wow, I wish I started when he did. Do you know what I mean? So don't worry about it.
The biggest thing I would say is
people don't remember you forever. Like, if you mess up, or you know, if you do something that you regret, like online, like they're gonna forget about it in a couple of days. So like, you just have to like kind of just be brave and not care about what other people think. I think that's the main thing, especially with TikTok. Like a year ago, 2 years ago, when me and the boys started, like TikTok wasn't popular. TikTok was, you know, cringy, and now look, like it's one of the biggest platforms it is the biggest platform in the world. So I do think not caring about other people's opinions is a very, very big thing.
I agree with that. Not caring about what anybody thinks, whether it be your friends, your parents, your colleagues, they're not you. They're literally they're not you. So you just do you. They're not you. We've got granddads on this app and grandmas on this app. Like age don't matter either. So not even for the kids that are here, but any adult that's here that wants to create and you believe in your heart that you can create, then you just do that. And don't care about what anybody thinks. You just gotta care about what you think and just be true to yourself and just keep being consistent. Consistency is probably the best part of information I'd ever give anyone. Make sure you're staying relevant and just keep doing and keep doing.
All good.
Alright, so niche, that's obviously a huge thing. It's a word that gets thrown around a lot. Maybe people don't know what it is, maybe people do. How important do you think it is for a creator to have a niche? And do you think it would define someone being successful, or would it hinder someone without a niche?
So, for those that don't know, a niche is basically when you target a specific demographic, and in terms of how important it is, I think it depends on your long-term goal. Like, if you want to, you know, go out there and create your own, I don't know, shoe, then of course you're going to need a niche. You're going to want to target the people that love shoes, the people that like enjoy watching shoe content. But if you don't necessarily have like something in mind you're unaware of, I don't think it matters. Like for me, I think my audience is quite like mass, quite broad. Like I have people from different genders, different ages, different races, different sizes, and it just depends on what your long-term goal is.
Yeah, I would agree with that 100%. As my account, I don't really have a niche as such. I'll be doing different things, to be fair. I'll be making up fake McFlurries, all the way down to telling you what the first letter of your name means. So for me, it's a bit irrelevant. But like Vance was saying just then, if there's a direction or an area in which you know you have a strong point, then it's definitely worth narrowing down that niche and finding people that are similar interests to yourselves. But I wouldn't stress about it too much. I mean, you can always grow your account and niche down afterwards. I don't think it's like vital to go in with the mindset of I'm only going to do baking or I'm only going to focus on cat content, because you never know, your cat content might not be liked by many people, whereas your baking will. So get the whisk out.
Yeah, I feel like if a niche is working for you, then why not just continue to use it? But across from that, if you don't want to continue to do that, then don't do that and just do what it is that you want to do. And yes, it may not get as many views, yes, it may not get as many likes, but realistically, you doing what you love to do is the most important thing when it comes to content creation. So as long as you're enjoying yourself, keep creating and just keep doing it.
When you're trying to break out of that initial niche that you set up that's been successful, would you recommend for creators to start a new page or a new channel to try something out, or do you think you just go ahead on your own account?
Me personally, I just do it on my own account, or I do it on a different app. So like my TikTok is completely different to my Instagram. I don't really upload my TikToks to my Instagram. When I'm about to start YouTube now, I'm not going to do my TikTok type of content on my YouTube. So that's the way that I'd see it. But yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of adjusting to platforms. Each platform has like a different audience as it is anyway. Like I find TikTok people, like the audience on TikTok is a lot more open to new ideas. YouTube's quite selective, but at the same time, people are following you for yourself, I think, most of the time. Unless your content is informational, the chances are they're there for the information. But I think for a lot of creators, it's mainly just who you are and your own personality. So it doesn't matter too much. If you want to change your niche, just go try it. Like, if people don't support it, they don't support it. At the end of the day, you're always going to keep your core creators happy and your core audience happy. That's all that matters.
what kind of tips would you give to people who might be struggling to come up with ideas, maybe because of obviously the pandemic, being stuck inside, or just generally struggling to come up with new stuff? What's your sort of secret tips that you follow?
So if your content isn't like original content and original, videos to begin with, in terms of like looking for ideas and gathering, content from videos, I think you can like go look at your favorite creators that you look up to, and inspire, get inspired from them, and just add your own twist to it, and I think you'll be all right.
You're all right.
Anybody else had any other tips for struggling?
Yeah, I just feel like anything can be content. Absolutely anything. The fact that you're sitting here watching people on stage, you can make content about that.
Film it.
Yeah, you can make content about. There's literally people on TikTok that make a bed and record it.
Film it.
And it's content. What do you say? You filmed it?
Just film it.
Oh yeah, just film it. Literally, just do. And getting changed, how long it takes you to put on a certain trainer compared to a different trainer. Everything can be content if you can actually make it interesting. And if you like me, I'm somebody that tries to do something that seems normal and then make it even more ridiculous. So I think, how far can I take this to push the comedy? And that's just my style of creation anyway.
This goes back to like the point we all mentioned, like not giving, not caring about what other people think, because the stupidest things can go viral on TikTok. Like I've seen it, you've seen it, we've all seen it. Like TikTok is one of the craziest platforms. Like absolutely anything can do well.
Yeah, I mean, a show of hands if you've actually seen a TikTok video and you're like, why is that super viral? And if there's literally
all of Vance videos.
I've watched.
You've all watched Vance videos.
I've watched some of my own. I've watched some of my own videos, and I'm like, why has that gone more viral than the one I spent 10 hours creating? My biggest video took me 20 seconds to make, and I filmed it in my car with no light. I just saw this trend going around, and I was like, okay, I'll do my version of it. And it got 19.7 million views, and I've done one take. Every other video that I've done, that I've took my time in, I've wrote a script, I've not hit anything close to that. So I'm like, whoa, please give me them views again. Like, I should just start like just picking up my phone and just going, and then go.
100%. I think people do overthink it and do too many takes. Even if you mess up on the first one, just post it. Chances are people are going to love that it's more real.
That's so true. Like half the time the mistakes do better than the real thing anyway. So you think about it, one of the videos you laugh at is like people falling over and looking like a fool, right? If you did that video and didn't fall over, it's not going to get as many views. I'm not telling you to go and fall over, don't do that. But I mean, in general, like, the mistakes often work quite well as well. So just don't stress about it. Like, don't put any stress on it at all. If it works for you, it'll work for other people. And at the end of the day, if you enjoy your content, there'll be someone out there that will.
The question is there a fall over guy on TikTok?
Not yet.
Not yet. You know what I mean? If you want to be the fall over guy, you know what I mean.
He's on it.
If you want to be the fall over guy or girl, you guys got to do that. Like, it's a new niche.
I'll trip someone up after this if you want.
Someone's going to get sued today, isn't they?
Sorry. Just film it.
But yeah,
I just need to do a TikTok video and just fall down the stairs.
Have I really pushed this falling over thing too far? Have I pushed it over the edge? You like that? What was the question? Sorry, I didn't hear it, I'll be honest.
So, if I did a TikTok video and just fell down the stairs, I would get TikTok famous.
No, do not do that.
No, we're not saying that.
No.
But make sure if you do it, make sure you do it safely. Put it on the ×3 thing, do it really slow so it looks like you're doing it really fast. You know what I mean, guys? You know what I mean? Health and safety.
Do not hurt yourself with views. Never do that. No. There's better ways to get views. Film your cat. Your cat will get more views than you falling down the stairs.
Remember, views is not the most important thing. Having fun is the most important thing.
And that's not fun.
Alright, one from the back.
How long ago did you start TikTok?
November 2019 I started.
I wasn't far off that as well. About a year and a bit, I think now.
Yeah, I think I'm coming up to 2 years. I think yeah, 2 years.
You liar!
Yeah.
You've been here since Musically!
Nah, he used to love a little dance, a little one of these.
I wish I knew how to dance.
Renegade!
I've never done a renegade in my life. I wish I could dance.
Any other questions, guys? Make sure you stick your hand in the air.
Who's a celebrity crush?
TikTok crush or celebrity crush?
What? Mine's just Callum.
I love both.
Oh, yeah, bye, guys. You guys going to answer that?
I'll have to see if the missus is around. Give me a minute.
Anybody else?
Well, don't be scared. We're all friendly.
That's the question.
This guy's trying to draw me out, bro. I just did a lot of skits and pranks, and like I had music in the back of it, so anyone and everyone could relate to. I didn't speak like a certain a language, so it just didn't target English. So it was all over the world, and yeah.
Yeah, mine, as I was saying, was Matt. He started off my series that I call When Dad's Babysit, and I'm basically known as a baby on TikTok. So I literally just put my face like a, and like literally people love to watch it. So I'm like, okay, cool. But then the baby's more intelligent than the dad. The mom's always telling off the dad. So it's things that people can relate to. So yeah, that's how I went viral. And then I stuck at it. I'm now on episode 123. So I'm like bleeding it out. I'm bleeding it out, and I will continue to make it until it bleeds out completely.
What do I do?
Callum went viral for his looks.
No. That's one thing I've never really been very lucky at.
Callum's just sexy, you know what I mean?
I wish I could go viral with my looks, but sometimes it doesn't work out like that. Although saying that, I pretended to go on Love Island. I gained 100k in 3 days, which is still quick growth for nowadays as well. I've never grown that much since. And that's kind of how the ball started rolling. And then I really annoyed McDonald's. I used to go through every drive-thru and make up fake McFlurries. The Rainbow McFlurry, the McDonald's birthday cake, and people fall for it and they love it at the same time. So that's where I went viral. Yeah. 3, 2, 1. You got a match. Guys, you hear that scream over there? We need to beat them.
We're better than them over there. You ready?
Let's take a video this time.
We're going to do a video. So we're literally trying to scream, everybody get in.
Come closer.
Get as close as you can.
No one has corona, we're fine.
Let's forget about them guys over there. Right, everyone.
Ready?
3, 2, 1.
Right, everybody do it together. Right, 3, 2, 1. We're louder than you guys.
Alright, thank you guys so much.
Thank you guys, appreciate it.
Yeah, so, do you guys want to introduce yourselves a little bit, sort of talk about what you do, and just for anybody who doesn't know you in the crowd?
Yeah. So I'm Megan Bolton, and I probably am known for doing most of Dad's sketches, or different types of people's sketches. So I also act on the side, so yeah, I do a bit of acting, but yeah, that's me.
I'm Ivan Hamilton. I basically do comedy sketches about teachers. I do this next door. You might see me do that. Yeah, that's it.
I'm that's very long. And I do like retail videos, so like sketch type videos, because I worked in retail, so.
Have we all worked in retail on this panel?
No.
Oh, we're going to opt that. Yeah, never go back. All right, so one by one, what inspired you guys to start doing relatable content?
So I kind of just like taking the nip out of a lot of people at school. I kind of like, I just like taking the nip out of people at school. So I started in October time at school, and honestly, I don't know, it was just, I love acting, and like I just said, I like taking the mic. So I kind of just started doing sketches about my friends and how they act at school, like in a test or something like that. So I guess what inspired me was kind of like the some people surrounding me. So like my mum, my dad, but also then my friends. So yeah.
I always just found the most relatable things funny. So in school, when the teacher would say something weird, I was just repeating it straight away. And yeah, I just started in lockdown. I was so bored, and I just thought, let me make my dad and granddad laugh, and then here I am now. That's it.
Shocks me all the time. Yeah, I started in lockdown as well, and it's just fun to like make people laugh and do something that they think is relevant to them as well, so they find it relatable.
Who is my celebrity crush? One of them, my dad's in the audience, oh my god. One of them probably, I feel like it's everyone's celebrity crush, Minnie Hacker. Yeah. And then the other one is Louis Partridge as well. Yeah. Those are my faves.
Love that, okay. In the TokFEST we share the front. What made you want to start doing TikTok?
So, I've always loved makeup. It's always been like a passion. But I think, and I used to always watch like makeup tutorials on YouTube, like when it was like a proper thing back in the day. But I think when I got my condition, I initially looked like no other person, like everyone else. And as my appearance started changing, I basically felt really insecure and really underconfident. And I found makeup, and it became a way for me to like to express myself. So I think a lot of people say that makeup's like as a way to hide myself. For me, it's always been a way to express myself, a way to help myself more confident and everything like that. So yeah, that's kind of why I first got into it, and I just love how creative you can be and like how you can just make yourself feel so much better and like more confident. And yeah, I think I first started getting into it when I was like 9, but I used to sit in my sister's room and just like watch her do her makeup and be so like, oh my god, like I would really do this when I get older. So
I was going to say as well, has your intention when you started doing makeup originally changed to why you do it now?
I think makeup for me will always be a way to, like, it's just always been a passion. It's been something that I love. I don't think that the reason I do it will ever change because it will always feel like it's really important and big thing to me. But I think what I love about it now is before, especially when I used to do YouTube, I didn't really do as much makeup content, whereas I'm so glad now that with TikTok, it's like mainly what I do on TikTok.
Yeah. They're not funny, but it's the way to live with. Do you know what I mean?
Start mixing them up.
That was cool. Yeah, I'm alright. Having a look. Well, just having a look. A lot of good stuff, different stuff.
Oh, I thought you meant cartoons. So in my head, all I can think of is SpongeBob when he's in Sandy's dome. It's really dried up.
And that's the end of day 1 at TokFEST, so just walking out now. There was a few things I'll discuss when I go back into the hotel room. It's a long day, it flew in, to be fair. A lot of good talks, a lot of good chats, not a lot to do to make the full day of it, but there was a lot of good meet and greets that I never done, but yeah, let's get out of here first. So I'm back at the Moxie Hotel where I'm staying and just sitting relaxing from the first day 1. It was good. Obviously I'm a lot older than everyone, however my opinion, and for everyone who's thinking about it, age doesn't matter and it shouldn't matter when it comes to creating content, so just whatever you enjoy doing, just go and do it. just like I am, so it doesn't matter what age or demographic that you want to focus on. The calibre of creators that were here today, second to none, to be fair. We're talking about people who have created content, very creative people, and have a large following, so that nothing to be laughed at. So the opportunity to sit and listen to them and what they go through and how they create and some of their advice is worth the price alone. Even though there's not a lot to do in the hall, I preferred just sitting and listening to these creators, so that was a real benefit of mine and worth the price so far. So obviously it's day 1 and day 2 tomorrow. So I am now back in my room at the hotel after day 1 at TokFEST. The main thing for me is, yes, I am older than probably everyone that went. I'm only kidding. But obviously the thought must be going through some people's head in regards to why I'm going. I think I kind of touched on it before in previous video or videos. I'm a content creator, I'm creating content, not so much on TikTok, but I am on TikTok, so just now as it stands I've got, I think it's 5,000 followers of you guys, potentially as well, who also follow me on YouTube. I've only just recently started YouTube. The main purpose of YouTube is for reasons I've previously explained in other videos. But from day 1 at TokFEST, in my opinion, I would recommend going. Now, I've made the decision to come down here for the full weekend at the expense of paying for 3 nights at a hotel and going and making the most of it. So in my opinion, the money that I have spent is still worth it, because when you think about it, it's not, I think this is the first time, I think is this the first TokFEST? I think it is. The creators that were making the day for me in regards to not the meet and greets, because I didn't go to the meet and greets. I mainly just enjoyed sitting and listening to the creators, and that's what made it for me. So creators that actually go through the motions and the process that I can learn from, albeit doesn't matter what age you are creating content, so just keep that in mind. Doesn't matter whatever age group you are, you can create content, and that's it. So the main thing that I took away from it was just do what you enjoy doing, and I do that anyway. So I don't focus on the numbers, I don't focus on how many views, etc. However, I am very grateful for that. So I'm very grateful that my content brings subscribers, yourselves, the views, because it's a motivation, and that's what I took away from today, is to mainly focus on the content and enjoy the content, because if I don't enjoy the content, then it wouldn't be, not entertaining, but it wouldn't be worthwhile because of the effort you put in. I don't know, it's hard to explain, but it was the way that they said it, it kind of stuck with me. And these are creators that are very creative people, most of which I haven't heard of before, hence why I came along to this event, to open my eyes and network, not physically but network, in regards to what creators are out there, what they do, etc. And I mean, some creators have got 1.8 million people that follow them, and that's phenomenal in regards to creating something. They must be doing something right in regards to what people want to see from an entertainment point of view, and they must enjoy it, so that's great. I love doing media, creating things, so very creative in that sense. Not so much TikTok, because from TikTok I put on more of vlogging or experiences or videos of what I like to do, go to do, which is the same thing but not quite vlogging and being creative like some of the creators that were there today. But yeah, my opinion, doesn't matter who you are, where you're starting in your journey in regards to creating content, or just you enjoy creators or all things YouTube, TikTok, Snapchat, all these things. If you enjoy all that, then you'll love events like this. Obviously, if you have a favourite creator, then you may have an opportunity to meet them, may have the chance to meet them, which is also good for you guys as well. So yeah, all in all, good day. It's now, what time is it just now? It is 6:20. So today did fly by, I'll be honest. There isn't much to do, in my opinion. There's a few photo opportunities, like selfie opportunities, little booths. Hopefully I showed that a little bit in the videos. Apart from that, the main thing for me, I think everyone takes something away different, but the main thing for me was the educational side of it, listening to people who have been through it, and that's what I thought was beneficial. So that's day 1 over. Tomorrow, day 2, is Sunday. So tonight I'm going to relax, take it easy. If you have enjoyed this video, you know what to do, you know what I'm going to say. Subscribe to me, you'll get to see day 2 and my future content. So yeah, description below, and you'll see all my social media if you want to follow me on that, and if you want to support the channel, that information's there as well. So again, as always, thank you for watching, thank you if you subscribe, thank you for hitting the notification button, thank you for giving me a like, all that stuff. Really appreciate it, guys. Until day 2 tomorrow and the future, it's a goodbye for me. Bye bye.